Yo, what is up guys? It's Pedro here, and in today's video I will be going over the prospects the Washington Commanders met with at the NFL Combine, including some big names like Christian Gonzalez, Devin Witherspoon, Joey Porter, and Darnell Washington, and we'll go over a common theme, which is offensive line. So if you guys are new, make sure to subscribe for Washington and NFL content. Really close to 10,500 subscribers, so go ahead and help me get there. Also hit that like button and that notification bell as well. So it's been a week since the NFL Combine, finished, and we know most of the players that the Washington Commanders used their Combine, formal visits for, and we have about 33 that were reported. Not sure if there were more. I mean, I'm assuming they use all of them, but so far we know about 33, but 19 out of the 33 were offensive linemen. So let's go over that, and I'm happy. They need to upgrade the offensive line, so let's go over some names. So Jake Andrews, interior offensive line of Troy, and a lot of these guys I don't know much about. Steve Avila out of TCU. He's a really good guard prospect, probably going to go in the second or third round. And then Matthew Bergeron, offensive tackle out of Syracuse, center out of Oregon, Anton Harrison out of Oklahoma, tackle Paris Johnson, tackle out of Ohio State, probably going to go in the first round, could be an option at 16 for the Commanders. Broderick Jones, tackle out of Georgia, another potential option at 16 for the Commanders or in a trade back situation. DeJuan Jones, I think he's 6'8", tackle out of Ohio State, 374 pounds, ran a believe below 5.0 40-yard dash time. Pretty good. Cody Mauch, offensive line, North Dakota State. Wanya Morris, offensive tackle, Michigan. You got an interior offensive line out of Michigan, center out of Minnesota. Peter Skronowski out of Northwestern, tackle, but a lot of people think he's going to be guard. He is a guy I would take at 16. I don't think he's going to be there, but he's a very good prospect. Some other names. Let's see, Osiris Torrance, guard out of Florida. I think would be a little bit rich. I think at 16, I think that's a little bit of a reach, but it is what it is there. And then Darnell Wright, offensive tackle out of Tennessee, is probably at the earliest going to go where Commanders pick, or maybe like 15th, and then at the latest probably a late first round. He's rising up boards, had a good Senior Bowl, good combine, and looks like good interviews because he's rising up those boards. So a lot of offensive linemen and kind of spread out all over the place. They had a lot of tackles, guards, and they had 4 centers that they met with as well. So a lot of different positions they met with, and a common theme, they want offensive line because 19 out of those 33 were offensive linemen. So I'm happy they're looking at Oline because the Commanders really need to improve the offensive line. We have to. I think I would add at least a guard in free agency because this is a good guard class in free agency. The overall free agency class isn't great, but add a solid guard, at least one start in free agency as a guard, and then I would draft a tackle in the first or second round in this year's draft, and maybe draft a center in the third or fourth round, something like that. But you can also draft guard as well. Some notable guys that they met with that were not offensive linemen: Christian Gonzalez, cornerback out of Oregon. He's my cornerback one. I would absolutely love if they were able to draft him at 16, but don't think he's going to be there at 16. Devin Witherspoon might not be there at 16 either. Those two guys would be, you just walk in with those picks, but don't think they're going to be there. But Christian Gonzalez, very good corner, had a good 40-yard dash. I believe it was a 4.38. He helped himself at the combine, did a really good job, and will probably go top 10. He'll probably be the number one corner off the board. Then you got tight end spot. They met with Darnell Washington out of Georgia, Tucker Kraft out of South Dakota State, and Bretton Strange out of Penn State. Another position that they potentially need. In the press conference, it seems like Rivera's okay with not going after tight end in free agency or the draft, but sometimes actions speak louder than words. Meeting with 3 tight ends, and Darnell Washington is an absolute animal. I mean, you saw what he did at the combine, 6'7", ran a 4.6 40, which is, good, but what I was more impressed with was the blocking and those blocking drills that he did, where he just absolutely moved those sleds really far compared to Michael Mayer and the other tight ends that were blocking. It was like 2 different species blocking. It was insane. Would not mind Darnell Washington in the second. If they traded back in the first and got, let's say, another second round pick, and they had 2 second round picks this year, that's when I would probably I would consider taking Darnell Washington or another tight end. I just don't think we should take the number 1 tight end in this class, I don't think we should be the first person to take a tight end, because I think the number 1 tight end and then the number 4 or 5 tight end, there's not much of a difference. Versus in some classes, there's just 1 or 2 guys, like someone like Kyle Pitts, who is a clear 1, and he hasn't had a great career so far, but partly his fault, partly the Atlanta Falcons and their usage of him and Marcus Mariota as well. But those are the tight ends they've met with. And here is the full list right here. So 1 quarterback, Dorian Thompson-Robinson out of UCLA. And then running back, Eric Gray out of Oklahoma. Tyjae Spears out of Tulane. 1 receiver, Demario Douglas out of Liberty. And then we talked about the tight ends, and we definitely went over offensive tackles, centers, and guards. There's a couple of centers we didn't go over there. Joe Tippmann, I think, Ricky Stromberg, because here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 centers. So definitely missed a center over there. And then 1 linebacker, Diane Henley, if I'm pronouncing that right, out of Washington State. They need a linebacker. Only meeting with 1 is maybe telling on how they feel about this class. This class is not there might not be a linebacker taken in the first. And then cornerbacks, Julius Brents out of Kansas State, Christian Gonzalez, Joey Porter, Devin Witherspoon. Christian Gonzalez helped his stock the most in the combine. Witherspoon was solid. Joey Porter didn't really do the drills, and a lot of people were talking about his back pedal before, and him not doing the drills doesn't help him. And Christopher Smith, safety out of Georgia, doubt they go safety in the first. So common theme here. Offensive line, offensive line, offensive line. They want to improve the offensive line, and could see 2 out of the first 3 picks as offensive line, and I would not mind that. Doubt it'll be the first 2 picks, because I think they will take corner in the first or second. If they can't take one in the first, they'll take Keely Ringo or whoever. In the second, I doubt Ringo will be there at 47, but someone like that, and vice versa. If they take a corner, they'll probably take a guard or tackle in the second round as well. Maybe a tight end and someone like Darnell Washington, who is basically like a 6th offensive lineman. He's an absolute tank, 6'7", 270 or something. Something crazy like that. He would be able to help you as well. And I'm trying to see if there's anyone. So there's about 33 guys here that this guy listed. Shout out, we want Dallas for the whole list of combine visits, and some of the comments saying this to me says linebacker free agency, and maybe so, because they only met with 1 linebacker, met with 4 cornerbacks, a safety, and those they didn't meet with any DNs, D linemen, any D linemen, 1 safety, only 2 running backs, and a quarterback, and only 1 receiver. So this doesn't mean everything in terms of their interest, but the 19 offensive linemen definitely shows that they're going to go after O-line heavy this draft / offseason. So that is it for today's video. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe if you guys are new. Free agency is just around the corner. Really, really excited for that. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace.